Hello, I'm Gary Frankenberry, and this is tutorial number 2, Installation and Configuration of a Ruby Programming Environment for Linux. A series of files for an application are referred to as a package. To install applications in Linux, you use a program called a package manager. Most Linux distributions contain both a command line package manager and a graphical user interface, or GUI, package manager. As Linux users, many of you are already familiar with a particular package manager, so by all means, please use it. I'll use the command line package manager to install both Ruby and a text editor program called Jeannie. The command line package manager that comes with the Debian or Ubuntu Kubuntu distributions is called apt-get. The commands for installing Ruby are sudo apt-get install ruby-full. The computer will then prompt you for a root password, which you'll enter and press the enter key. Then the computer will ask you, yes or no, do you want to install the programs? So I'll launch a console program called console in the KDE desktop to issue my installation commands. I'll demonstrate this now. So we type sudo, that's switch user doers, apt-get, the name of the program, install, its function, and we want Ruby full. Press the enter key. It'll ask you for a root user password. And then it'll say, do you want to continue at the bottom after it tells you what it's going to install? Tap the Y key and press enter, and it will install all the necessary programs for that package. Next, I'll install a text editor program called Jeannie. For this, I'll install two packages, Jeannie and Jeannie plugins, using the following command: sudo apt-get install Jeannie and Jeannie plugins. I'll demonstrate this now. Sudo apt-get install Jeannie and Jeannie plugins. Enter the root password. Press the enter key. Yes, Y for yes. And all of those are now installed. For other Linux distributions, for example, CentOS, Fedora, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux, use the yum package manager. For example, sudo yum install Ruby. Of course, don't forget to install Jeannie and Jeannie plugins as well. For Gentoo Linux, use the package manager Portage with the emerge command. For example, sudo emerge dev-lang /Ruby. For Arch Linux, use the pacman package manager. Sudo pacman -S Ruby. And for OpenSUSE, you can use the zipper package manager. For example, sudo zipper install Ruby. Next, I'll demonstrate setting up the text editor Jeannie for the Ruby programming environment. All right, we'll start Jeannie here. And we're going to configure several things with Jeannie so that it works better in the Ruby programming environment. So we'll go to the Edit on the menu at the top of Jeannie, select Preferences in that menu, and you get the Preferences window. We'll start out by clicking General at the left and Start up here, and the thing to check here is that you have all three of these load, and enable boxes checked. Load files from the last session, load virtual terminal support, and enable plugin support. The other thing to check here is your paths where you want to store your files. I've selected my home directory, the Learning Ruby subdirectory, from my startup path and configured it for my project files as well. Next, we want to click the editor section of the preferences window at the left, and at the top, select indentation. On the width of indenting, when you press the tab key, set that to 2, and the character that you'll indent with are the spaces, so click that, and finally check the box tab key indents. Now we'll go back up to the top menu of the preferences window and click completions, and the thing to check here is the auto close quotes and brackets. Please check all 5 of these: parentheses, curly brackets, square brackets, single quotes, and double quotes. And once that's done, click the Display tab at the top and click Show Line Numbers. Now, click the Terminal tab at the left, and at the bottom here, you need all of these checkboxes checked, except Disable Menu Shortcut Key. Once you've got that all done, you can click the Apply button and click OK. Now we have one other thing to do, is set our standard type of documents to Ruby programming source files. So we'll go back up to the main menu of Jeannie, select Document, roll the mouse pointer down until you get to Set File Type, roll it to the right and down until you get to Scripting Languages, roll it to the right and down until you get Ruby source file, and click the mouse button to select that. Well, that's it. At this point, you've configured Jeannie and you're ready to go for Lesson 4, Hands-on Programming. So thank you for listening, and goodbye for now.